Hello, everybody. How are you doing on today? What I want you to do is go ahead and like, follow, and share because this particular topic that we're talking about, we really need to get the word out. This is a special edition of the Homeschooling Magazine podcast. We have a very special guest in the back room. Her name is Dr. Yulanda King, and she is going to help us break the stigma. We're going to start normalizing mental wellness. Okay. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. This is something that I want you to truly understand so that if you or someone that you love is battling with mental illness or just feel like you need someone to talk to, then this is definitely the show for you. I'm getting a little emotional because I feel like something epic is about to go down. Okay. So everyone, thank you so much. This is our amazing guest that's coming on, Dr. Yulanda King, and she is our resident expert. You guys, we will be back in a moment with the show. But first, we're going to have a small commercial break and we'll be back with today's featured guest.
I'm in a homeschooling magazine, y'all. I'm in a homeschooling magazine. You see me right there? Our fearless leader, Dr. Tina Ramsey, my mentor. Let me tell y'all, when I first connected with Dr. Tina, I was just like, this woman is the truth. Like, I want to be like her. She's gold. And ever since I said that, I've done my best to just study under her and follow her and be a part of just about almost everything that she creates. And I'm just so grateful to be able to participate, in this homeschooling magazine. I'm in a home.
All right, y'all, go ahead and get the Homeschooling Magazine. The cool thing is that our today's featured guest is actually going to be in the July edition. So I want you to get it so that you can read her feature because we're not going to be able to talk about everything that we want to talk about on today. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Dr. Yulanda King. She is a registered nurse. She's serving and helping in so many different areas. What I love particularly about what she's doing is that she made it her mission to help ones with mental health. That is so important. I always say we check from the neck down, but we don't check from the neck up. She is the expert that's going to help us with all of that. And she helps with a whole lot of disorders that are most common to us that we're dealing with today. So without further ado, let's bring on Dr. Yulanda King. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, listen, no, it is truly my honor to have you here because of what you do. I am really passionate about mental health. Me battling with different issues myself over a period of time. The reason why I did not go get any help in the beginning was because the stigma that was behind going to get help. And so, but I'm telling you, once I did, my life changed. I just needed someone to listen at the end of the day. And so let's talk about hope. What does hope mean to you?
So Hope is a tele-based platform that I started for mental health. Mm-hmm. And my business is called Hope Psychiatric Consultants. And Hope stands for handing out positive energy. And that's what we need in mental health is that positive energy, letting someone know that you care, that you understand what they're going through, and you are there to be a voice when they can't speak.
Yes. I totally 100% agree with you. And for those of you who want to know how that looks, this is Hope, okay? And I'm going to show you her website at the end of the show. For those of you who are listening in, you can still go to her website because we're going to give it to you at the end of the show. But let's talk a little bit about what are some of the ways in which you help break the stigma, because I kind of touched on my personal experience with the stigma, but there's a lot of different stigma that's surrounding around mental illness, mental wellness. And so how do you help with that?
Well, first we're going to start talking about mental health as being a condition and not a disease. Mental health is just like when you go to the hospital or to your doctors for your blood pressure or your diabetes. you're going to get treatment or you're going to make lifestyle changes, according to your blood pressure number or your blood sugar number. So mental health is exactly like that. So if you want to, get help or seek treatment, we need to start, getting into that where if I go to the hospital for my diabetes, why not go to the doctor or a psychiatrist for my mental health? So we need to, start normalizing mental health, letting everyone know that it is real and there is help for you. So, stop waiting, stop fighting these demons and get the help that you need. And, just to piggyback off that, mental health has brought so much stigma and labeling in our culture, especially the African American culture. We look at mental health as the word crazy. And that word just, it takes me and it just burns me up inside, because that's the reason why we don't seek treatment, because people absolutely think we're crazy. And I'm saying we, because I will share a personal story about myself later on. We are not crazy. It is just, mental health is just to the point where it's real. And in order to get that help, you're going to have to seek treatment. You can't do it by yourself. You can't battle this, not saying disease, but you cannot battle this condition by yourself.
I 100% agree with you, because there's only so much that you can do by yourself, just like with anything in life. Think about all the things that we do in life. If you are a mother, it's some things that come natural to us that we learn how to do. But of course, there are more things that we have to learn. Okay, we have to go seek help. So today's episode is all about, if you are a man or a woman or a child or a teenager, and you just sometimes it's just, you just don't feel right. You don't feel like yourself. You may not necessarily be acting out, or you may not necessarily, you just don't feel right.
Right. And that's something too, that we can talk about, the signs and symptoms, of a mental condition. Are you sad all the time and you just don't know why? Or are you just, you're all alone and you just feel like you can't go out in public. You can't go to the mall. You can't, go to the movies because you fear something is going to happen to you. That is a mental condition. And, it is help for that. You can get help for that, to where you can get back to your life and, get back to being in your happy place. So it is signs and symptoms, and, learning those symptoms and understanding them, again, get back to being you.
Exactly. And I love how you broke down some of the symptoms. And those symptoms that you just mentioned are something that may not necessarily make you think you need to go get help. You might just think you're going through a sad period, but it's different being sad for a moment and it's lasting a period of time. So I love when I saw your website, you said that hope, it actually is an optimistic state of mind that is based on the expectation of a positive outcome. So it's all dealing with that mindset shift for us. And so I noticed with me, when I was having, I was going through my situation, it was like, I was tired and I wasn't even doing anything. Mm-hmm. Like I would go to sleep and wake up and I was exhausted. Mm-hmm. All right. The things that normally made put a smile on my face, I wasn't happy. I love to like get dressed up and I just will just frump and just put on anything. Sometimes I didn't even want to get dressed. Friends would call and say, hey, you want to go somewhere? No, I just want to say. So if you're dealing with anything that I just mentioned, and I'm being very vulnerable right now, I'm being very transparent because I want to break the stigma. I want you to understand that it's okay to go and seek help. It is good health care. Mm-hmm. It is good health care. That is, we all talking about what they call self-care. That is trending, right? Well, mental health, mental wellness need to be trending, okay? Yes. Because right now, what we're going through in this country is so traumatic on multiple levels. Mm-hmm. It's so tragic. Like I cannot watch a whole hour of the news. I have to watch it in segments because I know that it affects my mental health. I need to know, but I don't need to know everything all at one time. I have to take it in bits and pieces because it's just so bad all the time. So with what you do, I absolutely love what you do. But what I'm going to do first, before we get into this, because you said what you do, some of it, but we're going to get more into detail because you actually said a word, telehealth. And that is not a term that most of us is familiar with,
right.
Telehealth. And so what I'm going to do, I am going to take a commercial break and we're going to dive into what telehealth is, because if I had this back then, I would not have waited so long to go get some help. So we're going to come back after this commercial break.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
And just like that, we are back, and I'm going to bring back on Dr. Yulanda King. Okay, before the commercial break, we were speaking about something that I thought that you was doing that in my mind is like revolutionary, okay? Because we already talked a little bit about, or I should say discussed about the stigma, okay? I didn't share my personal experience with them, so I'm going to tell them a little bit about how I felt going when I went to my first therapist visit. And the very first thing, I'm gonna be totally honest, y'all gonna laugh, I don't care, because I want you to understand that everybody, okay, I was going through my own little thing back in the day, and so I didn't want anybody to know that I was going. Let me just be totally 100. So I had on my little sweat top, I had on my jeans, I had on my cap pulled way down, like so, and I had to drive to that particular location, right? So and it was on like a busy street. And the first thing in my head, I was thinking, oh my God, who's going to see me? They're going to think something's wrong with me. And all this different stuff, everything. What are they going to say? What are they going to say? And let me tell you, it was not like you see on the television shows to make you feel scared when you go to a therapist. It was an amazing experience once I let go. It helped me a lot. For some great relationships with the people that I met in there. It's like a little small supportive community, and it's something that you need. So hindsight going all the way to 2022, now that I know Dr. Yolanda King, she's doing something amazing, okay? I would not have waited so long if I would have known about this back in the day. You actually have telehealth. Tell us what telehealth is.
Well, telehealth is a computer-based platform. You can be in the comfort of your home, in your car. You can even be in the shower if you want to. Be like, hey, doc, hold on. Let me, get a good scrub here and I'll be right back with you. So it just means that I can see you in the comfort of wherever you are. And, just to come back with what you said about going into, a facility, you are scared to think about what someone is going to say about you. I mean, if one of your friends see you or someone that know you or knows your mom, they be like, oh my God, what Tina doing in there? That's a crazy doctor. Something wrong with her. Don't fool with her. So, and that's how the stigma start. That's how the labeling start of, oh, she crazy. She's seeing that crazy doctor. So yeah, that telehealth platform, I can see you in the comfort of your couch, your room, wherever you feel comfortable at. That's where I can see you and treat you and get you the help that you need.
Exactly. So what I absolutely love about this, so many times the reason why I didn't go, even though I had medical insurance, to pay for it and everything like that, is because of the stigma. I didn't want anyone to see me going. I didn't want them to get the wrong idea. I mean, I was going through postpartum depression. It was a lot of things that I had never dealt with after having a baby that I didn't even know what was going on. This was suggested, and I went. I was afraid. I was worried about everyone that may see me. What would they think if they knew? All of this going through my mind, which made me have anxiety and panic, which fueled the situation that I was going through in a negative way because I'm worrying about everybody else, right? And many times that is the issue. That is the problem. We're worrying about so much of what everybody else is going to feel, think, or whatever like that, that we avoid getting the help that we need so we can get back to, like you said, our happy place.
Yes.
The reason why I love what you do is because, listen, what Dr. Yolanda is doing is erasing all the chitter chatter, all the different things that we would think to make all the 1,000 reasons we would come up with not to go is mainly because of the outside perception, right? But if you're in the comfort of your own home, who gonna know?
Right. Unless you tell them. But still, I would prefer, because me personally, I'm your provider. So there's no way that I will go and tell anyone that you are seeing me. But I encourage my patients to go out in the community and say, hey, if you don't want to go to, your facility, yes, telehealth is available. But I am seeking help. I am seeking a therapist. I am seeking a, psychiatrist. So if something is going on with you, let's talk about it and let's get you to help. So I encourage my patients to go out in the community and tell people, I'm seeing a therapist. I'm getting help for my mental health. That's what you should do. That's what I encourage you to do, because that way it's a domino effect. Everybody will start knowing, and they will start, if they are dealing with something, they can get help for them and they can get back to being them, being happy. And that's what it's all about. That's why I am handing out that positive energy.
Yes, 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 yes. And that is why I wanted to I'm putting myself on the hot seat, so to speak, because this is something I'm passionate about, because I have seen how it has helped me so much. And then simply once I got to that comfortable place and I was confident within myself, I was able to start sharing. And then once I start sharing, people are like, oh, but you're smart and you do this and you do that. I'm like, yeah, because it's just like getting a checkup, like, but it's for your brain, it's for your mental health, like you. And they was like, well, dog, I'm going to see about going to check it out. So that's the power of you going to get help from yourself, and then you sharing it once you're comfortable, sharing it with others, because then they will see that it's normal.
Right. It's normal.
It's normal. Terry said, thank you, ladies. Great conversation. I have to go. Yes, yes, yes. And it's just like we get a tune up for our car, our brain, and all the things that we deal with. We just need a tune up, someone that is non-biased to listen to whatever it is on your heart and help you work through whatever it is that's qualified. Now, you don't need to be going people that's not qualified. Let me give a disclaimer. They need to be qualified like Dr. Yolanda. Some people, I'll be like saying, listen, this is not no job for no coach.
That's true, Dr. Ramsey. But if you have that person, that your support person, even if you're not ready to seek treatment yet, that support person will help you. I had a support person in school. A quick story about me. When COVID hit, I was all over, helping with COVID patients, taking care of COVID patients, to the point where I was still in school for my doctorate as well as working on a postmaster. I was working sometimes 34 days, nights in a row. No one knew, they just saw me over there with a book or something like that after my patients are taken care of. So they didn't know I was in all this. So my anxiety, when I used to get off work, working 12 hours, I go back to the hotel where I was at, and I will start working on my DNP project or studying for a quiz or a test. So my anxiety was like through the roof. But I had that one person that I can call and say, friend, I'm on the edge. You need to talk me down. And she would get to the point, she was like, Yolanda, you're already there. So what is wrong? You're about to cross the finish line. So calm down. And I'd be like, okay, friend, I'm about to get there. So I start deep breathing, and getting myself together. But I had her. But again, I've seeked therapy myself because, you know, it was to the point where I couldn't deal. It was so much going on with COVID, and I was seeing patients die every single day without their family, without their loved one. I have bonded with so many patients, family, to the point where they call me still and say, I just wanted to say hi. I just wanted to let you know, how you took care of my mom, how you took care of my dad. So it had took a mental toll on me. Like, I could not deal. I had to take some mental days for myself, and I had to talk to someone. So just because, I'm qualified, I still had to have that person. I still had to have that therapist to talk to. So,
well, thank you for so much for sharing that, because I needed them to see that it's two layers to this. Yes, there are individuals like yourself and me that I have my certain things that I do. One, seek different coaching because I am a coach, but also you are the doctor for mental wellness. But we have to go get help too.
Yes.
It's a heavy weight carrying other people's problems and situations, even though we do it because we love people, we want to help, but we have to do the same thing for ourselves. A good healthcare provider, a good coach, a good business person is a person who also have someone or more than one person that does the exact same thing for them. Exactly. So I had to get that into my head and understand it. And I have that friend too. I have more than one thing, different ones for different little things. And I'm like, listen. It's one of them days.
It's one of those days.
I need some help. I'm like, I don't know. So you need that good sounding board, okay? Yes. Someone that you can sound off, it's non-judgmental. Whatever you say is they're not gonna look at you sideways. They just know that you're going through something at that moment. And they are there to just hold you down, to get you to whatever the next level of whatever it is that you're trying to do at that particular moment. Yeah. Listen, someone said, why is mental awareness so prevalent today as before it was kind of taboo? Yes, it was. It was. And so the reason why, and thank you for tuning in, it is a taboo topic, and we want to stop it from being a taboo topic. The fact of the matter is, I don't know why we as a country, as society, look at mental illness, I'm not gonna say mental illness, mental wellness, as something that's not necessary, something that is not a staple of what should be in all families, something that is normal healthcare, healthcare. Even for children, it should be something with all these things that we're dealing with, all these shootings, all of these different things that's going on around us. There should be people in each school, people in each type, whether they're homeschooled or whether they're public school. All the jobs need to have some kind of forum where, at first, because sometimes people might not want to do it, but to have it where make it easy for them to go in and just have somebody to talk to,
right?
To discuss. So what I like what you do again is that you have therapy, you have medication if needed, and then you have a third part, which is medication plus therapy if a patient may need both. Right. And you can do this from virtual.
Yes, virtual. From the comfort of your home. Yes. Your home, your car, at the grocery store while you're shopping. If you don't, still, if you just want to get that therapy in, if you want to say or call, say, Dr. King, this medication is not working for me. Can we try something else? Of course. I had 2 patients the other day, and I just started seeing these patients like a month and a half ago. One patient said, this is the best I felt in years. For him to say that, I was just like in awe, because he was like, he was so scared to even seek treatment, but he would go to his primary care doctor, to try to get help. And no, discredit to the physicians, because it all takes that, everyone to get to that wellness. So he was like, he was going to his primary care trying to get help, but they wasn't understanding him. So that's like, okay, well, let's refer you to a psychiatrist, to a nurse practitioner, or whomever, you know, in the psychiatry world. So he was like, okay. So when he came to me, we're talking, we're discussing things, and I started him on 2 medication, because I'm not a pill pusher. I'm not gonna, you know, throw all those pills at you. But he was willing to try it, and I did. And I think 2 weeks later, he was like, I'm sleeping. I feel like myself. He was like, I can get up and go to work. I can get up and get out of bed. And I was just like, that's why I do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And I was like, I'm just in awe. And one of my patients, she cried for 30 minutes on the phone, but she was just like, these are happy tears. These are not tears of just like, I'm not defeated anymore. I know what's wrong with me, and I know that there's help for me. So again, it was only 2, but I tell you, I'm going to reach more. I'm going to reach more patients and more people that are willing to get the help. So
yes. And I'm just so happy that you are on today, for the simple fact that, like I said before, this is something that is near and dear to my heart, because I know how it changed my life.
mm-hmm.
And I know how it have changed many people's lives after I start sharing with them my personal experience, and they went and seek help, and how it changed their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just spoke to one of my friends the other day, and she was like, I feel so much better, you know. So I want you to know that getting help is not a discredit to you and your abilities. It's not. It actually enhances it, because it actually allow you to be able to figure out what's going on. Because sometimes we don't know what's going on, or know how to fix or maneuver what's going on, because we're too deep in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you need somebody that's outside to kind of see what it is. And it can help you. They can help you push through it and help you. Like, I just love how you said it. Might need to be a television. A shirt. Find your happy place.
It's in you. It's in you. You just have to find it. You have to bring it out. So, and seeking treatment, again, it's nothing wrong with it.
We have a question from my studio audience. It says, in the African American household, mental health is rarely discussed. How can we as African Americans overcome this hurdle? That's a good question.
Normalize it. Talk about it. Engage. I mean, you know, have a family discussion, and, you know, go out in the community and have a discussion. So with African Americans, like, we are so just, we're our worst critics. And we think, you know, and again, I'm going to say this because I had someone else to say this. Like, she told me that when she was growing up and all the things that she was going through, her family told her, we're not going to seek treatment. We're going to pray about it. We're going to seek God. And I wholeheartedly, yes, do that. But at this moment in time, it's not enough. We need more. So, and I tell all my patients, pray about it. But if you feel like that prayer is just, you know, to the point where I need more, do that. Seek treatment. And again, back to that question, talk about it. Just normalize it. Bring it up in any conversation. If you feel like, well, I just don't know what to do. I'm sad today. Or either my anxiety is increasing. What is going on with me? Okay, let's sit down and let's share some things. Tell me more. Open up more. Tell me what's going on. And that's the way. Just normalize it. Like everyday conversation, normalize it.
Yes, I agree with you, because with this, like, we're talking openly, we're discussing this openly, not only about the benefits of having this type of healthcare being a normal staple within our families, but also telling you how we personally benefit. Like, she's a doctor, I'm a doctor. Like, with doctor, two different things. But I'm just saying, we had to go seek help. Mm-hmm. But yet, as you can see, for those of you who can see us live, the ones who listening in, we're both African American. And so the stigma to get over ourselves, it can be very, very hard, because in our communities, this is something that is pretty much swept up under the rug. And if you do seek help, you get labeled in a negative light.
Right.
And so you worry about how is this going to fit your career? How is this going to fit the perception of how your peers look at you, or constituents? You look at all of those, and to be honest with you, speaking from a person who experienced it, who cares?
Right.
Because how I feel now is well worth it. Okay, how I feel now, the confidence that I have, the self-assurance that I have, the skills that I was taught in order to help me when I deal with something really stressful, how I can self-cope and how I can manage the skills that they taught me surpass anything that someone can say.
Yes.
So I'm telling you today, if you're sitting on your couch, if you are in your car listening to us, I know a lot of people listen to us on their way home from work. If you just do not feel right, you're not yourself. The things that used to bring you happiness no longer is bringing you happiness. You just don't want to smile. You don't want to get out of bed. You're sleeping longer. Or you may be the total opposite. You may be having insomnia. You can't sleep.
Or you have too much happiness and you don't know where all this happiness is coming from. Yeah. Yes.
Seek help. Okay. Yeah. It is a positive thing. That is not anything wrong with you. You need help. I need help. Everybody needs help. Let me tell you why. It's because the system that we're currently living with, the country, all these things that are happening, all these gun-related shootings, all of this negativity that we see on a day-to-day basis, the stress of living through a pandemic, the stress of trying to figure out how you're going to financially take care of your families, how are you going to get to and from work with the gas going astronomical. All of these facets are things that affect our mental health.
Yes.
So the whole country, in my opinion, is going through something. All of us need to be calling. We need to be calling the next medical. Like, listen, can I come or can I? No. You need to be calling Dr. Yulanda and get up on her books, because you don't even have to worry about the gas people. You can get on that telehealth.
Yes, virtual. I'm here.
That gas is ridiculous.
It is. And again, like you said, that brings so much anxiety, and you can't get to your job because, I mean, hey, the money and it's running low, or you just feel like you just cannot do anything. And then there brings on depression symptoms like, okay, I just feel like I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. So that's the time when you start having those thoughts, that's the time to seek help.
Exactly, because be totally 100, those thoughts can lead to something that causes you to end your own life. Many times we saw so many different stories of beautiful individuals, from high in influence to our next door neighbors or family members or maybe close friends, and life just got so heavy. So heavy that they felt there was no other way in order for them to have peace other than taking their own life. Now, I know we're talking about some tough topics, but this is something that needs to be talked about, because I just feel moved to say something about this. You just never know who's listening in. And if you're feeling like you want to end it all, please seek help.
Please
seek help. There are qualified individuals that are there to help you through whatever it is that you're going through. There is not any problem that you're currently battling that they cannot help you work through over a period of time. Okay. Yes. Everything is not a quick fix, but over a period of time that you can get the help. There's no problem. There is nothing that you have done that can overpass you being able to get the help that you need. And it's not anything wrong with you reaching out. The goal of this is for you to reach out. Okay. And if you're not comfortable going to an in-person consultation, a psychiatrist in a building where everyone sees you, please utilize this telehealth. This is ingenious of breaking the bondage of worrying about all the other things. So thank you so much for just taking the time, because I know that building systems and building platforms is not an easy thing to undertake. So and having telehealth, you have to have so many different things in place from a medical standpoint, of policy and privacy, and making sure everything is laid out right for you to have it up, running, and moving. I know the back end of how much that is, So I appreciate you taking the time to actually build this out. And so it's my personal mission to make sure people get to hear and know more about you, because I feel that personally, this is going to change and allow everyone to have access. Number one,
yes,
this allows everyone to have access to quality medical mental wellness, and it also cuts the stigma of them driving someplace and worrying about being seen, and it's private. It's private.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit, do you have anything else that you would like to share with us about it? Because we talked about the positive energy, because I love what you say hope means. Handing out positive energy. I love that you're doing it online, even though you do have in person as well. But I love that you also utilize online for something positive, because so much negative that can be found on media, but you're doing something positive with it. So kudos, I'm so happy. And I also love how you're not afraid to share your personal testimony in regards to what you went through. And I'm gonna piggyback off of something else that you said earlier, where, because I'm a Christian woman and I do believe in the power of prayer, and I know that it works. However, and I'm gonna say this, some things you can't pray away.
Yes.
Some things you can't pray away. Some things, even though prayer helps and prayer can move mountains, but what makes you think that your prayer don't need to be, that getting that help is not the answer to your prayer?
Yes.
What
exactly.
makes you think that? So
very well said. Very well said.
Yeah. So I prayed a lot. I mean, pray, and I still do, because I know what the power of prayer. But I know I realize it. Aha moment, little revelation moment. Wait a minute. The answer to your prayer is to go seek some help.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I just want everyone to see. Someone said Dr. King seems so personal, and I love her outlook on mental awareness and health. Yes, she is. She is. What you see is what you get.
That's it. And I put it all out there for my patients. I share my stories with my patients, because I want them to understand me, understand where I came from, and let them know that I am going to work overtime to make sure that they get back to being themselves. And that's just, and again, that's what HOPE stands for. I'm going to hand out that positive energy. You're going to know me. You're going to know we can sit up and talk about my family. We can talk about we can do whatever it is that you need to do in order to get you the treatment and help that you need. I'm here for it.
Yes, you guys, I want you to go to her website. Her website is www.virtual, make sure to put the line, hope.com. That's virtual with a line, hope.com, and go and check out her telehealth. And if you are someone that you know is battling with mental illness, or maybe you're not, because some of us have diagnosed, already have diagnosis. But say, for example, you just don't know, you just feel a little off. Please seek help.
Yes.
Seek help, okay? Because I just felt a little off. I just felt like something wasn't quite right. I wasn't the same chipper, because I'm normally bubbly. That's just me, but I was more like this and down, and I lost my zest. I just lost it. All right. And so whatever it is that is, if you notice that you are the opposite of who you used to be or who you remember yourself to be, then go get some help. Or if you like your personality is here and you way over here left, that's the time when you need to go. And I just feel like you just need to go anyway, to just get a little refresher, just a little touch up, just a little, just to rejuvenate you. Because it's really not scary. I was scared, you guys. I'm gonna be totally 100. I was scared at first because we look at television shows and movies, and it's always the doctor in the white coat looking scary, and and I was like, I'm not going. Nope. When I went, when I went, it was not like that. It was a very inviting environment. It was like talking to someone that I already knew.
Yes.
I shared what I wanted to share. It was very comfortable. They did not push or pry to get all. They allowed me to share what I wanted to share. And if I didn't want to share, if they asked me a question, I didn't want to elaborate on it right then, they said, okay, maybe we can revisit that another time. It was just a very, very great experience for me. And unlike any perception that I thought it was going to be, it was the total opposite. So if you're feeling a little nervous or apprehensive, I'm here to tell you, scrap all that stuff you see on TV.
Yeah, let it go.
That's TV stuff.
Yes.
That's not how it is.
Exactly. And that's what I tell my patients all the time. When I first have that first conversation, I say, we are building our relationship. We are building our trust. You tell me how much or how little. And again, we're just going to continue to build a relationship and build the trust. And that's what they like. And I tell you, I have had for the 30 minutes or hour I see a patient, they have literally sat there and cried the whole time. But guess what? I'm sitting there and I'm continuing to listen. And if they want to speak, if they want to tell me something, I'm open ears. But if they want to cry, because at that moment, that's what they needed. They needed that cry. And I'm here to just make sure that I'm there for them. So
exactly. So I hope today's episode, which I say hope, and that's what she stands for, hope. Handing out positive energy.
yes.
Listen, you guys, I want you to make sure that you get in contact. We're going to put the website up again. This is discreet. You can discreetly reach out. No one will know other than her and you. Or if you tell somebody, you go to www.virtualwithalittlelinehope.com. And this is the email, just in case you want to shoot them a little quick little email. It's info@virtualwithalittlelinehope.com. That's virtual. That's info at virtualwithalittlelinehope, HOPE.com for those of you who are listening in. Of course, those of you who are watching, you can see it pop up on the screen. Reach out today. Please. Even if you feel like you're okay. So reach out anyway, because let me tell you something. This is my opinion. I personally feel that all of us is going through PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. Why? Is because mostly when we usually associate that with ones in the military.
Right.
But through doing research myself, I found out that ones who have been through any type of traumatic life experience can experience PTSD.
Yes.
So think about it. The whole country, the whole world has went through a pandemic that we're still in.
Exactly.
And we're still learning some things. That alone is a traumatic experience. I remember when everything shut down in South Carolina and the first case was over here. And literally, we could not go outside for a certain period of time without a piece of paper that says, okay, you have permission to come out during this time, because we was under curfew.
Yes.
And if we was not in at a certain time, then you got fined or you can get taken to jail. So you had to have that piece of paper. If you had that piece of paper, then it's a problem. So think about that. And then the poor people over there in China, been locked down for all those days, right? They're just starting to get out a little bit now. And then you think about just all of the sickness, the deaths, the suffering that we have seen in these last 2 years. If we don't even count anything but these last 2 years.
Yes.
All of us is going through something. All of us. And these last 2 years have brought up past wounds, past pains, it triggered it. So if you was battling with something and you call yourself dealing with it yourself, I have found by speaking with different ones that this COVID has triggered past things that they thought they was over.
Yes.
So if you're going through it, this is your time. The reason why I'm keeping her on so long, because I want you to see her face. I want you to get the name, and I want you to reach out. Okay. I want you to see and learn from me. There's not anything wrong seeking help. It's time for us to start normalizing mental wellness, making it a staple in every single household, not only in the United States, but around the world. Understanding that there is not anything wrong with you. You're not crazy. It's nothing wrong with you. No. It's just healthcare from the neck up.
That is it.
That's all it is. So for my ladies that drive trucks, for my homeschoolers, for my educators, for my business owners, for the children, well, we have 18-year-olds and up that watch. For all of you, and even some ones who go to public school, even though it's a homeschool channel, they still come to get some little help from us. Listen, if you don't feel quite right, talk to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Speak with them and show them the video. Reach out. I'm going to pop up the website again. That's www.virtual/hope.com. And if you want to just send a little email first, that's fine as well. info@virtual with a little line, hope.com. It is time for us to start normalizing something that is so normal and prevalent in the world today.
Yes.
This is normal. All right. We have one person in the studio who says some people will still choose to be silent about mental health and might be a little intimidated to talk to a doctor. Yes, but I know that is true. Some people may still be a little intimidated, and it's normal. It's a normal emotion because of the media and what we have seen. But the goal of this particular episode is for us to break that stigma. I want you to see her. I want you to hear her. This is more personal, that you can see she's just like you and I.
Just a normal person.
A normal person. Okay.
Wanting and willing to help. And if you are not ready to talk to a doctor, again, find you that person that if it's a brother or cousin, whomever, find you that person if you're not ready to talk to a doctor. So.
Yeah, speak with someone who can give you positivity. And then once you're ready, seek help. As you can see, it wasn't uncomfortable for you watching us speak today. All right. So just imagine this was very easy going. Okay. And so the goal of today's episode was I wanted you to hear the words. I wanted to say the words: mental illness, mental awareness, mental health. I don't really like the word mental illness, but I wanted to say it because that is what the community says, right? Mm-hmm. I want us to change mental illness to mental wellness.
And even though we only have 1 month, we should make this every day. Mental Wellness Month is in May, which is already passed, but we need to make this an everyday.
We do.
Everyday topic.
Because we live with ourselves every day. So we need it every single day. So I hope that this has brought some joy. That's why I started at the beginning of the week, because Mondays are usually hard. Yeah. Mondays are usually a hard day of the week. It has been scientifically documented that Mondays is a very sad day for most people because it's the end of the weekend. I start back work. So I wanted to have her on Monday to break the stigma of Monday. Every day can be a great day. Okay?
All the stigmas.
We breaking all these stigmas today. We breaking it today. And I wanted to start your week off right. So if you feel that you do, or you know a family member or a child, of course, they're a child, they're a minor, they have to get their parents' permission first. But being that may be the case, I just wanted you to I want you to meet the doctor. I wanted you to hear her voice. I want you to hear her love and her heart for not only the community, but for her passion and her drive in regards to mental wellness and how we change the stigma. And it starts with us. And I wanted to also share my personal story. And also she shared hers to let you see that we're just human, just like you, but yet we seek help And look at us, okay? So I'll be like, listen. Do you have an extra appointment today? Because I just want to tell you something, girl.
And I will be most certainly, because like I said, no, I can't, be on call 24/7, but I will make myself available.
But you book the appointment. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, and I will.
Yes. So, if there's anything else you would like to share, anything else you want everyone to see, to tell us more about you that we may have not mentioned during this interview, because I want them to connect with you and I don't want to miss anything. Like I said, I'm very passionate about mental awareness in general, and especially about mental wellness, making it something that is normalized, not only in the world, but especially within the African American community, because I know personally, being African American, the stigma that is attached to anything that has the word mental on it. The stigma is prevalent, and we have to change it, because we just have to change it. So is there anything else that you would like to share with us on today?
Well, right now I'm in the process of taking all insurance. So, a lot of people ask, that's the first question they ask me. And, it's been over time that a lot of health insurance did not, pay for mental health, or that, didn't do reimbursement for mental health. So that's out the window. All major insurance are, doing better with helping with mental health. And I can see all ages. I can see from 1-year-old up into 100 years old, all ages. And I'm available in a lot of states. If you don't think you're a state, if I can't see you in that state, just give me hit me up in an email, or either, go to my website. It gives all the details. And yeah, so let's make that change, and, come visit Hope, because over here, I'm telling you, I am handing out that positive energy.
Oh, I love it. And I didn't even know. I didn't even realize you could take from 1 to 100.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, you done made me got to the sister girl, like, girl. Okay. So that's great. And also you take all insurance, because you're right. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that is one problem as well. But I'm sure that insurance companies now can see what we're going through, and they would much rather do this as preventative measures, because why shouldn't you pay? This is just a form of healthcare at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's just like, again, hypertension and diabetes, mental wellness. It's a condition. It is not a disease.
Exactly. And so I just appreciate everything that you're doing. Thank you for what you did, taking the time really out of your busy schedule to share with us about what you do. Also making a safe place for individuals who may not feel quite comfortable with going to a regular brick and mortar business at this time, building, but they can feel comfortable with, maybe they're in, we have different people who watch and listen to the show that drive trucks, men and women. We also have other educators and business owners and entrepreneurs and influencers that watch this show as well. So listen, you're on your way going to your next speaking engagement. You have to sit in the car for an hour going from one place to the other. That's a good time to get your appointment in. You get your little boost so you can go and continuously help other people.
Exactly.
So I am just so happy. And for those of you who have children, especially teenagers, because being teenagers, they go through their own little thing with the hormones and everything like that. And sometimes they might not want to listen to their parents. They need someone that is non-biased, that they can share. And so if you have a teenager and you just don't understand what's going on, this would be a good place, a good safe place. This is a good safe place, because teenagers can be a little something sometimes.
Yes, they can.
Because they go through some things, they body changing.
So again, like she said, it's a safe place. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you again so much for being a featured guest on this show. I truly appreciate you taking the time, and I most importantly appreciate you being so honest, being so transparent, sharing your personal story, and also sharing all the benefits that it is to getting this type of help, and also helping me along my journey of breaking the stigma that's centered around mental awareness, mental health. Once we start understanding and acceptance and embracing, this is a movement, a culture, right? Once we start embracing this, we'll see a lot less negative things. I personally feel, because sometimes people just want you to listen.
Yes, that's it.
You don't have to necessarily have a solution. They just want you to listen. And it has been a great, great benefit to me and my family. So reach out today. One more time, y'all, for the more, like I said, one more time for the March of Dimes. Because me and my children always support that too. Okay. www.virtual, the line, and then hope.com for those of you who want to send a little email, info@virtual/hope.com. Make sure to reach out today. And if you are a little nervous or apprehensive about reaching out today, make sure just to write the number down. Write the website down, keep it on a piece of paper, and reach out to I like to call, what we call it, homeschool buddies if we are a homeschooler, but whoever your buddy is, reach out to that person for a sounding board. Maybe they can help motivate you to make that call. Who knows? They might want to come with you. So thank you so much, Dr. Yolanda, for sharing your wisdom, sharing your information with us on today. And on that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. This has been the Homeschooling Magazine podcast, where our goal is to impact the world through home-based learning. And we make sure that we hit all the aspects of the homeschooler, which is business, wellness, life, mental health, and life. Okay. And today we talked about mental health. So thank you so much, Dr. Yulanda King, for sharing your wonderful advice and your platform with all of us. We'll see you next week, next Monday, with another amazing person that's going to help us with self-defense. Woo-hoo!
I will tune in.
Woo, how we going to do that? How you going to defend yourself? Okay, but we're going to see next week. Okay, talk to you later.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Homeschooling Magazine, a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today by going to issues.com for digital and printed form on amazon.com. The Homeschooling Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy today.